guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, we're going to do if I could only keep one palette from every brand in my collection. So if you want to see the six palettes that I have to talk about today, then let's go ahead and get on into it. So I originally saw Donna at My New Obsession do this video. I know there's a bunch of people who did it. I don't know who did it originally, but she will be listed in the description box. And I'm going to do her rules, where you have to have at least 3 palettes from the brand, and you have to have used at least 3 palettes from said brand for them to be eligible to be in the running. So, yeah. That's why I only have 6 palettes, because if we were going to take into account all the brands in my palettes, I have brands that I only have 2 palettes from, I have brands that I only have 1 palette from, and that's just not as fair. So, 6 palettes. So, we're going to go in alphabetical order, because that's how my spreadsheet's set up. So, we're going to start with ColourPop. And from ColourPop, the palette that I would keep would be the Child palette, which kind of surprised me when I looked at my 5. I have 5 ColourPop palettes now. But it's because of the green color story. I just really, really love this one. It was a tie between this and Darth Vader. And Darth Vader would have been more just for the sentimentality. I really do just love this color story. And I think if I was going to keep just one, this would be the one that I would get the most use out of in my collection. And I just really do love that palette. And I also think that he's cute. So, if I was going to keep one for use and the fact that it's cute, it would be the Child palette. From Glamlight, again, this was a hard choice, but it's going to be my Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake palette. Because it's one of my only, I think it is my only horror palette that I have left. But I just really love the formula in this one. I love the color story. I get a variety. And I just, I like it. And that is the long and the short of it, is I like it. So, my other Glamlight palettes would be the Barbie palette, which was the other close call, was the Barbie palette. But for me, it would be the Friday the 13th. For Jeffree Star, this was no hesitation. It's the Weirdo palette. This is my #1 favorite Jeffree Star palette. Anytime we go on a little weekend getaway, excursion, vacation, this is the palette that I take with me. So, this is my Jeffree Star palette. I love this palette to death. This is one of the best silvers in my collection. I love this guy so very, very much. So, hands down, it would be the Weirdo palette. Now, for Natasha Denona, that I had to sit there and really think about. But my favorite Natasha Denona palette is actually my Mini Retro. I've never sat down and ranked my Natasha Denona palettes. It's something that I would like to do in 2026. But this is my #1 favorite palette, is my Mini Retro. So if I had to pick just one to keep, it would be this guy. I really do love this palette so very, very much. I think it's one of the most unique color stories that Natasha Denona has. Then we have from Nomad Cosmetics, which again, this was so easy. This is the Ghost Town USA. This is hands down my favorite Nomad palette. I love the formula of the mattes, I love the formula of the shimmers, and I love the color story. And I also love the theming of this. I'm very excited to see what they do for a spooky palette for this year, because I have Haunted Europe, I have this palette, and their formula just keeps getting better and better and better. And last but not least, I have my Unearthly, which for that, it's going to be my Don't Be Jelly palette. This not only was my very first Unearthly palette, but it continues to be my favorite. I love that you could just use these in duos. You could use them in quads, and they work out really nicely. The only shade in this palette that I have trouble with is this blue matte. And I've said in other videos, I don't think Unearthly does a very good job with blue mattes. Every palette that I've had from them that has a blue matte in it, the blue matte sucks. No matter the tone that it is. But if you just don't focus on that shade. Every other shade in this palette is phenomenal. The shimmers are absolutely just astronomical, and I love this palette so very, 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 very much. So those are the 6 palettes that I would keep in my collection if I had to only keep one palette. Thank goodness that nobody's coming in and being like, you give me the rest of them. But that is going to do it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and film the flip side right now, but that's going to do it. I'll see you in the next one.